Don't you just love remixes? Hey, yo, Njeri, you know you one of the hottest MCs in Detroit, you know what I'm saying? If not, you the hottest, you know what I'm saying? So I want you to let these fools know what you really about, you know what I'm saying?
Ferocious, high explosive MCs, Njeri phobic. Cause the last paper, the nigga that tried to battle me got folded. I shaped and molded my style, while y'all copy it down, pound for pound. The greatest rapper never known until now. Yo, connection, my voice projection, I'll leave y'all niggas with erections. The souls to the tip of your toes, froze with stone cold lyrics. They froze with stone cold lyrics, even though y'all niggas standing on hot coals. More flows than Cash, Water, or Joe. In truth, my domain, players came with game, got they toes tagged, bodies back, and Doe is now their last name. I snatched chains off the slave's neck. Instead of chains around your wrist, you switched to Rolex. Made $500,000 and blew the whole check. Of this world, we Indian like Aztecs. Rhyme specialists, devilish presidents, getting they settlements blown. Yeah, resulting lack of residence.
Raw Talk. Sip coffee and talk that real shit. Enjoy.
So, you know, I never looked at it like that. Like people spending more time with each other and they get sick of each other. Yes. So that's real. That's I can see that. Now that you say that, I can see that. But you want to believe that it's to me like it's a joke, you know, because they was making all these memes and stuff like that on the internet, but it really ain't. Some people really felt like, you know, we out. Now I wonder if they gonna regret that later, you know what I'm saying? Because we always think that the grass is greener on the side of a relationship, and then you get with somebody else and you go through the same thing. So now instead of fixing the problem, you go through the cycle. Yeah. You know what I mean? So hey, you know, hey, I guess they gonna find out after the quarantine, you know, what's gonna pop up, because that's crazy. I never thought about it like that. People spending more. Cause you got two people, let's say adults, on unemployment, getting money, they're getting the stimulus, they're getting all this stuff, and they're with each other all the time. They ain't gotta work. They in each other face all the time. So yeah, it's real out here. Cause Biden, he giving out money for show. Cause I remember the last time he was here, Trump was the president. Right. Now we got the old man. The old man. You know what I'm saying? And he came in giving out money. So what do you think about that? Like, I don't know if you're a political person, but did it matter to you who was the president of the United States, Trump or Biden? Because for some people, they act like it was a big deal. Like, to me, it's not a big deal because the president doesn't affect your everyday life.
Exactly.
You know
That's exactly how I feel.
You feel the same way? Like, you know what I mean? Republican or Democrat, the dynamics of your life really don't change. Exactly. So I was wondering what the big deal, because for some reason they made this big deal, like, you know, Trump, oh, he a racist, oh, Trump this, Trump that. So now Biden in office, and I'm trying to find out, okay, what's the difference? Trump gave out money. He did. Okay, and he was trying to actually give out more money, and now Biden doing the same thing, and I remember, this is what I tell people. All that Black Lives Matter thing, the George Floyd thing, you don't hear about none of that stuff no more. All that crap that the politicians did, remember they was wearing the African scarves and they went in, all this crazy stuff. Now that Biden is in office, they ain't saying nothing about black people. At all. They haven't passed any laws concerning the equality and justice for black people, specifically for police brutality against especially black men. I haven't seen anything. Have you seen anything? Nothing. Cops still getting away with murdering black people when they get pulled over and all this injustice, because I've heard a couple incidents. I actually had a buddy of mine, he just got harassed by the police and they almost shot him, you know what I mean? So it's like, what's the difference? You know what I mean? What's the difference? Do you see any difference? Because we sure got him in office, so like, when it comes to stuff like that, what's your opinion on it? I want to say, like, Democrat, Republican, Biden, Trump, did you fit anywhere? Did it affect you at all? Absolutely not. No? Okay. I've been a single mother from 17 years old. Okay. I only know one way to operate. And any president that came into office, that's the only way I knew how to survive. So it was just like, for me, for how I live my life, no, it didn't affect me in any way at all. But one thing I can say is my parents are Jamaican and I've never seen them scared. They weren't so scared about the whole police brutality and them killing black people. The only time I ever seen my parents really concerned with like who was in office and the president was with the Trump supporters. They were like really scared that they would just wild out and it would be another
September 11th because of how they just want to support Trump so bad. And I was just like, wow, like when you really think about it, it really is kind of scary, because just because you support this one white man, y'all want to act crazy. Like, I don't know.
And what made it, that part, okay, because to me that's another dynamic to who's the president.
Right.
And you know what? Now that part scared me as well.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm gonna tell you what made it so scary. It wasn't even about like the police brutality, you know, black people getting pulled over, or we got Trump in office, so the cops feel like they can get away with, you know, injustice and stuff like that. But the fact that the threat was coming from Americans,
yes,
like, that was scary, because you see what they did to the Capitol building.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is a problem, because the people that did that, they were cops.
Yes.
They were congressmen, they were people. Now that part was scary, you know, because I'm thinking to myself, and it's so funny because some of those people actually went back to work like nothing was
like nothing happened.
Like nothing had happened. Like, oh, we good. That's to me, that's white privilege at its finest.
At its finest, you're right.
For you to go back to work after you done storm the Capitol building and think everything is gonna be okay, it's like that, the audacity, you know what I mean? But that right there was enough to show that there is an, you know, injustice, you know, as far as black and white. You got two Americas. You got one rights for black people, you got one rights for white people, and it's different. Because remember the Million Man March?
Yeah.
Nobody stormed the Capitol building. We went down there, all those black men that's supposed to be a threat, right? Farrakhan set all this stuff up. Nobody did anything crazy. Everybody went home to their families, became better men. Yep. And nobody made a big fuss about that, right? Nobody made a big fuss. Then you got none but white folks. I think it was maybe one or two blacks that I seen that stormed the Capitol building, and it was a big threat. So that part of it, yes, was scary, because Trump gave racist people some type of power.
Yes, exactly.
You know, that's the scary part. So yeah, that's crazy. But we'll see what Biden gonna do. I don't want to throw him under the bus yet.
Not yet. That's how I feel too. Not yet.
Let's see what he do.
Not yet.
How you feel about the vaccine? Because I'm not taking it. I say this, I'm not taking it. I don't want to take it.
I still got that theory of working for myself. I don't report to the white man's job. I work for me. I don't have to report to my job that I took any vaccine. I'm not taking it.
But what about the planes? They trying to make it to where you can't travel.
They trying, but it ain't happen. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a traveler. If I get stuck here in America, stuck seeing all the other Americans and no one else, I guess I'm gonna have to get a retarded leg or something because I'm traveling. So, I don't know, but they want to. Yeah. It doesn't mean it will happen. I hope not, but I don't want to take it. I don't know what it's gonna do to me. I do believe anyone over 70, I mean, I think they still should, because so it could slim their chances. They're older, they could get sick faster. I do believe that is okay, because they're older, their immune systems is different. They live in more fear than us.
Right.
Yeah, but other than that, like, I'm not for what.
Older people, yeah, okay, they take it, but then I've been hearing so many stories about stuff happening, like people dying, people getting sick after they take the vaccine. So for me, it's a little scary, you know. Now I'm with you. I ain't taking it. I don't believe that the airlines is gonna do that, and I'm gonna tell you why. Number one, if they get 70% of the people in America vaccinated, I think all this gonna go out the window. In other words, it's gonna be like anything else. You know, you hear about it, then it's gone, and be on to something else. And number two, I feel like the airports, if they did do that, they already lost money for over a year.
Yeah, they did.
I don't see them saying, "Oh, you gotta get vaccinated," because now you're about to lose some more money. You see what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that you're right about that.
Yeah,
you know,
they want to, but it might not happen.
It might not happen. You know what I mean? I just feel like that's gonna take the rights away from American people and American businesses. Because when you have a private business, you're supposed to be able to make your own rules.
Right.
So now here you go, the government implementing something saying, well, you got to do this. Like, man, I can't even have a business without y'all implementing something like the vaccine. Because that's, to me, it's in this experimental stage.
It is.
We don't know what the hell is in it. Do you know what's in it? I don't know what's in it. I mean, it ain't like it's got ingredients on it. You know what I mean? So I'm scared of it. So that's a whole nother world. So you say you're not taking the vaccine?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I definitely did get sick.
Like COVID sick?
Yeah. The day they told us to stay home, I was sick.
Are you serious?
Like,
and you found out you had COVID?
I didn't go get checked at the time, but it was it. At that time, no, I didn't. But I did the antibody. But I just found it weird. The day they told us to stay home is the day I was sick. And I started talking to other people. They were all sick. It was like, how did they anticipate that it was just going to hit New York at this one time? And that's the day we should stay home. This is population control, period. Like, I always believed that from day one. So, yeah, but I got sick. I had a fever for 2 days. Yeah, I was sweating. And then I started doing some Jamaican remedies over the stove for my face, over garlic, ginger, honey, all types of things. And then by the third day I was okay, but I was alone because I had to quarantine because I didn't know if it was it or not. So I stayed in. I was there for 2 weeks by myself. I was actually okay because I worked so hard. I had a vacation. So I was all right. I wasn't like dying, and I'm sad for the people that did pass or do get really sick, but it is a flu.
That's what it is, like a flu.
Yeah.
So
it's a flu.
What was your main symptoms? Because everybody got different symptoms. I got a buddy of mine, he had it, and he said he just had body aches.
Well,
he said
what's the difference between the body aches of that and the body aches of a flu?
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. It's a flu.
It's a flu.
It's a flu. Because when you have the flu, you feel like shit. You feel horrible.
So that's how you felt, like it was.
I felt horrible. It felt a little worse only because of the fever. For the 2 days I was really hot. But then after that, like, I had like a cold. I couldn't smell. I couldn't taste. I lost 5 pounds because those things are very connected. People will not ever realize.